Everyone in this arena has a money stake in one of our famous couples as we play the game of celebrity gossip, Tattletales. And here's today's star of Tattletales, Jack Narz.
Oh, what a way to start my day. Thank you. I want you to know that my heart is really started now. And what it says on your T-shirt, I am not now. That was very nice. And hi at home, welcome to Tattletales. Now, if you're wondering what's Narz doing out there, let me explain that this is MC week here on Tattletales. Bob Barker did it yesterday. I'll louse it up today, and Richard Dawson will do it tomorrow, and Bert will do the shows on either end. He's already done one, and he'll do the last one this week. So we have all MCs on our panel, and let's meet them right now. First of all, here's the star, the real star of this here now show, Tattletales, Mr. Bert Convy and his wife, Anne.
Thank you. Thank you, Jack.
Anne and Bert will be playing and winning lots of money for the blue section. And now winning lots of money for the yellow section, or the bananas as they're sometimes referred to. We have the star of Family Feud, Mr. Richard Dawson and his gal, Jody Donovan. And on the end, and I've enjoyed working with all these gentlemen this week. It's been a ball. And now, winning money for the red section, we have the star of The Price is Right, Mr. Bob Barker, and his wife, Dorothy Joe. And there they are. And you're looking too sober back. That's
I'm ready.
girl.
I'm serious. I'm ready to play.
Pardon?
I'm ready to play. I'm getting
Hey,
serious.
make some money. Let's do it then.
Okay.
And to do that, we'll get right into our first question. And here it is. Ladies, if you wanted to get up a nude swimming party at your pool, how many friends could you count on to join you? None? A couple of them? About half a dozen? About a dozen? Or more than that? All right? Okay, let's say bye-bye to the girls. They go away now. And we're going to, this question's worth $150. If you catch me doing anything wrong, Bert, just tell me. All right?
Are you kidding? That's the greatest opening I've ever seen in my life. They're not that glad to see me, I'll tell you that. That
Bert,
was incredible.
Let's start with you. What's she going to say? Nude swimming party, how many friends could you count on?
Well, first of all, the first problem is we don't have a pool.
That's interesting.
Does that make any difference?
Well, that's for your friends who don't want to swim.
Yeah, right. Well, they don't care about that anyway, I guess.
Well, if you had a pool.
Yeah, if we had a pool and we were going to do that. Now, I don't know how Anne's going to handle this because I have to tell the truth, don't I? That's what this is about.
Or try.
We have some friends that we either suspect or know would be certainly interested in that.
Now the question is, how many of your friends?
How many? What was the highest figure?
Well, more than a dozen.
More than
the
a
highest
dozen? No,
figure.
it wouldn't be more than a dozen. Then it's a dozen.
Dozen.
Then it's a half a dozen.
Yeah, a couple or none.
I'm running through the names. Oh boy, if you could read my mind.
Could you do them out loud?
No, sir, I won't do that. I'm going to say that. I'll say a half a dozen, but it could very well go up in numbers.
It could, but you're going to stick with 6.
I think there's semi-legion out there. I'm going to say a half a dozen.
Does that include Dick and me?
No, it doesn't. Were you?
Present company accepted.
Oh, I'm sorry. Make it 8, 10.
No, I don't have that.
Well, you don't have 10.
I could give you a dozen.
You could.
This sounds like we're bidding on the Price is Right here. What's happening?
If you know some numbers I don't know. Okay, no, I'll stick with a half a dozen, but she might say a dozen. But let's cross our fingers, Blues, and see what she says.
All right.
Here we go.
Okay. Half a dozen? All right, fine. Okay, now, we're going to bring Anne on to find out what her answer is. Okay, Annie. Hi, Anne.
Hi.
Been thinking about it?
Yes.
How many of your friends would come to that nude swimming party?
Now, what were the choices again? Oh.
Okay, the choices are none, a couple of them, about half a dozen, about a dozen, or more than that.
Oh.
So it's probably 0, 2, 6, 12 or more.
6.
6 is right. That's what Bert said. You know your friends.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right.
Hey, Blues.
That's good.
Good, darling.
I wonder if we're thinking of the same people.
Beg your pardon, Ann?
I wonder if we're thinking of the same
I was wondering the same thing.
Well, Ann,
Bert
you
didn't
wanna
name any. Would you like to?
Tell us some, Ann, and see if we match.
No.
The MC from... Okay, that's good. And that's money in the pot for the blue section, all right? Now let's go over here and check with Richard Dawson. Dick, what's Jody going to say?
Well, there's...
Do you have a pool?
Yes, we do.
All
yeah.
right, good.
Madeline
Good start.
Murray O'Hare. Billy Graham. Oral Roberts. The King family, I guess.
You forgot Donnie and Marie.
Let's have an Olympic-sized pool. That's right. They won't come. I'm going to say a couple.
A couple.
After all that.
Bert and Bob.
True that. Well, we won't mention names. Wait a minute. We will not mention names.
Going to hang in there with two, huh?
Yeah, because all of the Jody's friends are very, very strict. They wear crinolines when they swim. That's really strict.
And starched undies.
Yeah, very strict. Very strict.
Okay.
I'll say a couple.
Okay, you're going to say a couple.
So
All right.
far, Bert's
Now-
party sounds like
Yes,
more fun.
it is.
Yes, so by 4 at least, right? Okay, now, audience, let's be quiet as we bring on Jody. Hi, Jody.
Hi there.
Been thinking about that party?
Yes, I have.
How many friends do you think will show up?
I'm trying to second guess Richard, but I think my safest answer is a couple of them.
That is good. Okay. So that's money in the bank for the banana section on that one. And now we check in with Buck Barker. Howdy. I love that vest there, Bob. That's beautiful.
Just invite me to your party. I'll take it
Okay.
off.
And that's all you wear. How about Dorothy Joe? What's
Well,
she going to
I've
say?
never been in a worse spot to think that 6 and 2 and get it, you know.
Yeah.
Dorothy Joe and I have a lot of old, fat friends, you know, and...
That's the best kind.
This is just not their kind of party, you know? I hate to sound so square, but I don't think any of our friends. I think none.
Absolutely.
I'd
none.
like to think otherwise. In fact, I'm going to get some invitations out. But
We got a couple of numbers for you.
I was going to say I'd like to have their
You mean
books.
you have the kind of friends who, if they showed up nude, somebody would say, "What's she wearing?" And the other guy would say, "I don't know, but it sure needs pressing." Is that it, Bob? Is that what you're trying to say? You're going to say 0, none, huh?
I'm going to say none.
None. Okay, that's for you, Red Sox. Okay, here we go. Quiet, please. Let's bring on Dorothy Joe. Hi, Dorothy Joe.
Hi.
How about your nude swimming party? How many of your friends are going to show up?
Oh, we had the heater turned off last week, and I don't think Barker and I would even go, so nobody.
Nobody is right. You scored 100% on that question. All right. So they all three came up with the right answer, and that is $50 apiece for each section. Congratulations there, gang. And now, guys and ladies, this question is going to take a little thought, so we're going to give you some time to think about it. I'll ask it now before we go to the commercial.
Oh.
Okay. Most couples have had an amusing experience involving an automobile. What is your favorite story involving an automobile? Most couples have had an amusing experience involving an automobile. What is your favorite story involving an automobile? Think about that. As they go away, and we go away for these commercials. Then we'll be back with more of Tattletales. Continue now with Tattletales. On the first question, all three sections won. We have $50 for each section up there. We asked this question before we went away so that the girls could think about it. It was, most couples have had an amusing experience involving an automobile. What is your favorite story involving an automobile? Now we're going to say bye-bye to the girls one more time. And, Richard, we're going to start with you this time. Tell us what you think. Jody will tell us about an experience with automobile.
Well, I never let her ride in my car, so we've never had one together. You know.
Oh, I see.
But now she has just bought a brand new sports car. Now, this is true. She drove to Reno, worked about 4 weeks, then went to Elko, Nevada, and halfway, out of nowhere at all, had a puncture.
Yeah.
And went to get the tire out, could not get the lug nuts off of they were just seized tight.
Mm-hmm.
And she was out in the middle of the desert. She waited about 3 hours, and a nice young couple helped her. She told me it on the phone in tears, and then naturally I laughed for 4.5 hours.
Oh, I was wondering when you were going to get to the amusing part.
thing.
That's what when you laugh.
I thought, well, she thinks it's funny now.
Oh, I see.
Actually,
Okay,
I wish I hadn't
so that'll
tightened
be
it
it.
quite as hard.
So it's driving between
it's
Tahoe
getting
and
the
Elko?
flat with her new car.
Okay, fine. We'll find out if that is her experience. Now, quiet, please. And here comes Jody. Jody, been thinking about automobiles and
I sure
an amusing
have.
experience? What is your favorite story involving that automobile?
I'm sorry, I have no amusing experience except the only thing, and I can't think of anything that happened with the two of us. The only thing I can think involving an automobile is this past month I tell the story about how I was stranded between Reno, Nevada and Elko, Nevada.
That is
I
it.
couldn't get... What?
Good. That's exactly what he told us,
Oh,
Jody.
my goodness. I can't believe it.
That's exactly the story Richard told us.
Oh, my.
And we hope that, Jody, you have better luck with your new car in the
Thank you.
future.
Thank
Okay?
you.
Now, let's go over to Bob, right? Okay, and Bob?
Well, now, unlike Dick's story, my story about an automobile went on over a period of time. Many years ago, I had a very sporty yellow convertible, and it had an automatic choke. And the car would do everything but run. The choke would stick open, and it flooded it, or it would stick closed, and the car got no gasoline, so it would never start. And I would go out in the morning and have an appointment and have to get in there and work on this automatic choke with my hands, and I'd make a mess of myself, you see. So I got a stick, and I got so good at it, I could lift the hood of that car and tap it in just the right way, and I'd get this thing going. And one time I stalled out at Sunset and Vine. I had traffic stopped, and I just got out as if I were a brain surgeon. I lifted that hood, I tapped that automatic choke, and I got back in, and a policeman said, "I have seen everything now." Now, I think Dorothy Joe will remember that car.
Now, this, of course, we're going to have to isolate it to one of those. In other words, it was a car that you could do
It was a car with the
magic
automatic
with.
choke that I had to get a stick. And when I sold that car, being honest,
You sold the
Bob,
stick, I hope.
I gave the buyer the stick. That's right.
I thought you were going to say shaft. But okay, let's see if Dorothy Joe can remember all that now. Let's be quiet out here and bring on Dorothy Joe Barker. Hi, Dorothy Joe.
Hi.
Have an amusing experience about an automobile for us?
Well, sort of.
Okay.
We once had this car that I won't mention the brand name
Thank
of.
you.
But anyway, the carburetor would stick open or it would stick shut. If I'm completely wrong, it's a long, dull story, and I...
Dorothy Joe, that's the story.
Good.
Just to confirm it, Dorothy Joe, that's the one where he used to fix the carburetor with a long
With the
stick.
stick.
Right?
Did he tell you he gave the stick to the guy who...
He sold it to, yes, he did.
Betcha.
Right again.
I told them every word of the long, dull story.
He got a lot of laughs with it, too, Dorothy Joe. All right, we have two right answers so far. Now let's see how Bert and Ann do.
Well,
Bert?
we've had so many car stories, but the one that comes to mind is I was doing a play here in Los Angeles, the Huntington Hartford Theater, called Front Page, and Ann came down one night to see the show, but she brought her car because I was going to be staying afterwards for a little rehearsal. So she brought her car down, saw the show, and afterwards I said, "Goodbye, honey, I'll see you later." It was raining, pouring rain. She drove away, and I'm at rehearsal, and I get a phone call. I'm stuck. I'm down here on Sunset Boulevard in front of Hollywood High School. So when you're coming home, please, that's me out there waving frantically. I said, okay. So I pull up behind her, and sure enough, she's on Sunset Boulevard, pouring down rain, and her car won't start. So I say, here's what we have to do. We can't let the car stay here because it's a traffic street in the morning. It can't be there. They'll tow it away. Let's push the car across the street. There's a motel across the street.
Yeah.
We'll push the car across the street into the parking lot, lock it, and then we'll have it push the car across the street when the light changes. I say, honey, I'm going to go in the motel office here and just tell the fella that we'll have the car picked up in the morning, not to worry about it. I walk in the motel door. I say, listen, sir. And he says, oh, hiya, how are you? I'd never been there before in my life.
Oh, yeah.
I said, no, you don't know me. He says, I never forget a face. Are you kidding? I said, no, you don't understand. And there's Annie burning in the doorway, you know. I said, honey, it's from television. He doesn't know me. He says, hey, mister, I never forget a face. How you been? No, will you please? I'm saying, no, look, our car broke down. I locked it up, and we'll come and tow it away in the morning, okay? Okay, good to see you again. Now we get back in my car. We're driving home, and I don't know what to say to her. I say, honey, you know, I mean, I may be crazy, but I'm not stupid. I would not go into that motel if I'd ever been there before. I don't want you to be angry with me. She says, Bert, what makes you think he was talking to you?
Good thing he didn't say Mr. or Mrs. Jones.
No, right? No. He didn't. I always use Smith anyway.
Okay,
so.
Bert, you enjoyed the story? Now let's see how Anne does. So everybody quiet. Let's bring on Anne. Okay, Anne.
Boy, what a long story.
It was a beautiful one. How about it? An amusing experience involving an automobile.
Does it involve the time a car broke down in front of Hollywood High and we went to no-tell motel across the street?
That's it. Right. They all score again. Beautiful. Now we're all tied up at $100 apiece. We'll do our turnaround now and then come back with more Tattletales right after these words. Okay, we are back. We have the gentlemen backstage now, and the ladies are here on stage. And I want to tell everybody, ladies and gentlemen, we're running just a little long because of those beautiful stories we had. So we're going to have just one more question on the show, and it will be worth $450. Okay, the biggie. 450. All right. Now, here's the question. Men, gentlemen, you're alone in your dressing room just before airtime. A beautiful young woman comes in, locks the door, and drops the key down her bodice. Bodice? Somebody over 50 wrote this, I'll tell you. Anyhow. Now, she says, I'm a big fan of yours, and if you want to get out of here, you'll have to get the key. Would you try to get the key or holler for help? You cowards. Okay, beautiful young thing comes in, locks your door, drops the key down her bodice. Big fan of yours. If you want to do the show, get the key. What'll you do? Try to get it or holler for help? Bye, guys. Dorothy Jo Barker. What'll Bark do?
Well, since it's only in her bodice, as you said, I think he'd go for it. He'd
just do it that way. He wouldn't hold her by the heels and shake her. Just right.
I didn't want to go into detail, but he'll get it.
But you know Bob well enough to say that.
I think so.
I'm
not making predictions.
We're going to find out now, Dorothy Jo. Let's bring on Bob, especially in the red. Hello, Mr. Barker, star of Price is Right. You old devil, you. What are you going to do if this beautiful young thing locks herself in your dressing room and says, you're going to get the key or you're going to holler for help?
I'll just go along with anything Dorothy Jo said.
I bet you will. Now, come on, don't...
Well, I'd like to get a lot of laughs and say a lot of funny things, but what I'd really say is, help!
Oh, no! Wow. Dorothy Jo said you'd go for it.
$450.
I would be tempted to, but on the other hand, if I were honestly doing the show and someone managed to get in there, you know, and so on, knowing as little as I do about California law, I would still...
Well, we found your choking price, Barker, $450.
That's it.
Now, Anne, what would Bert do?
I think he would go for the key and then she'd yell for help.
That's it. All right. Anne says, Bert, go out. Go for it. All right, let's bring Mr. Bert Convy on and find out. Hi, Bert.
Hi.
Well, what are you going to do? Go for it or yell for help?
Go for it. Oh, you
boy, yeah.
I was going to say, I never ran from a fight.
That's what Anne said. Tell him, as a matter of fact, Anne, tell him exactly what you said.
I said you'd go for it and then she'd yell for help.
Yeah.
I don't know if I think that's quite true. Of course, I don't know what a bodice is either, so...
I told you it was written by somebody over 50. A bodice is...
I know what a bodice is.
Okay, top front. Anyhow, we're going to pause for these words, and then we're going to come back and get Richard Dawson's reaction. Okay, Jody, a little more thinking time for Dickie. And we're back to Tattletales, and poor Richard Dawson is still locked in his dressing room with that beautiful young thing. We're going to get him out now, though. And let's check in with you. Jody, Donovan, what do you say Richard's going to say? He's going to go for the key or yell for help?
But there are actually two ways to look at this.
Yes.
This way.
Tell me.
But, no, really, because on one hand, he would enjoy going for the key. It's no big deal. It's only bodice, right? Maybe it is a big deal. But he also doesn't like someone telling him you can't do this unless you do. You know, he wouldn't go for somebody that forward. He really doesn't like forward people. So that's why I'm so stuck. But I'm going to say he's going to go for it.
He'll go for it. Well, the yellow section hopes you're right. The blue, of course, hope you're wrong. But it's all writing on here. Okay, let's bring Richard back on, please, and quiet. Audience. Hi, Richard.
Hi, Jack.
What are you going to do? Go for it or yell for help?
Well, I don't let anybody tell me what to do. I'd yell for help.
Oh, no. She said you'd go for it. And that means the blue section wins the $450. How about that? Okay. We'll take a little time out, and then we're going to come back with more of Tattletales. Don't go away. Congratulations to Anne and Bert Convy. Blue section, $550. We add $1,000. $1,550 divided among these folks. Congratulations, Bert. And this is Jack Narz. Thank you for being with us. And tune in tomorrow when Richard Dawson will be the MC on Tattletales. Goodbye, everybody.
This is Gene Wood speaking for Tattletales. A Mark Goodson, Bill Codman production.
There's all-star excitement. There's all-star fun. It's All-Star Family Feud coming up next on Game Show Network.